Welcome to Convert More Shop Calls and Get More Work. My name is Lori Wright. I am the VP of Operations, Director of Training at the Biosphere. And several people on this chat or this webinar know a lot about the Biosphere, but I think we may have a couple that don't. So let me just give you a little snapshot of the Biosphere real quick. The Biosphere is a customer service, sales, and leadership training program that my husband and I have. We started it about 12 years ago. We work almost exclusively in the auto repair industry. So over the last 10 years, we've worked with well over 1,000 auto repair professionals in helping them develop their skills and their success. And we work with a lot of different concepts, a lot of different topics, one of which is converting more phone calls into appointments that show up, which is why we're all here today. Before we get into that, I have a couple housekeeping things I want to share with you. First of all, you are muted. And not that I don't want to hear your lovely voices, it's just that I have a lot of content to cover. We have 45 minutes and I want to get through it all. At the end, I will have a question and answer time. If you do have some questions, you can chat, or I can certainly unmute you if you have a microphone that you can use. Another housekeeping thing is to use a chat feature. I've already asked one question and got a response, so that's good to see that it's working. I will ask you a couple questions throughout the next few minutes, and when I do, just respond with chat, and then I will respond to your responses. And also, I am recording this webinar, and I'm going to send you, at the end of it, I'll send you a copy of the webinar so you can use it for reference, and you can share it, hopefully share it with other people who would benefit from it. People in your 20 group, other auto repair shop owners, or other auto repair shop professionals that you think could benefit, please feel free to share the webinar with them as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we just had Carly join us. Hi, Carly. I'm going to share my screen. And let me do that momentarily here. All right, again, welcome to Convert More Shop Calls and Get More Work. We're here today to talk about converting more calls. We're going to start off with a statistic, and that is that 44% of people that are calling looking for service are converted to appointments. Now, this is an industry average. And so your call conversion rate may be higher, maybe lower, maybe right around here. This is an industry average. But you got to take out everyone who's calling for other reasons, like the pizza delivery guy or vendors or relatives calling to check up on you. Take out customers that are calling back to check up on the status of their vehicle or whatnot. Take all those calls out. Everyone else who's calling looking for service, we're only converting about 44% of those. Now, I want to point out this statistic is from Ratchet and Wrench, and it does come from 2014. Now, that's a little bit dated. It is the most recent statistic I could find on call conversion rates. So I had to ask, well, is it still accurate? Well, I want to share 3 points that suggest that even though the statistic is 7 years old, that it is still accurate. First of all, I talk to auto repair shop owners. My team does every week. We talk to hundreds of people every week, and it is a consistent pain point in our conversations. So while we're doing our weekly one-on-one coaching, this comes up quite a bit. It is definitely a current pain point with auto repair shop professionals. The other thing is I listen to 1,000 phone calls a month. I'm not even kidding, maybe more, certainly not less. All of our clients have phone recorders hooked up, and I listen through those calls. Everyone on my team does. We hear so many phone calls, and we know that there is, in fact, a struggle to convert calls. Not a lot of calls, not a great percentage of calls actually get converted. That's really been proven to us ourselves, to our own ears over the last many years. And then finally, you're all here. Right? So you all join this webinar. It's a pain point for you, or you wouldn't be here. So I do believe this statistic is still accurate. You know, maybe it's 50%, maybe it's 49%, but it's close to this. I do believe it's still very, very close to this. So I have a question for you now, and I do want you to chat your answer to me. Okay. So what are the consequences of a low phone call conversion rate? Why does it matter if your conversion rate is 44% or 60% or 80%? And go ahead and chat me what you think, you know, at least one of the consequences of a low conversion rate is? And I'll give you just a minute to type in your answers there. I'm not getting any answers. I want to hope you guys can hear me. What do you think the problem is, or the consequence is, with low phone call conversion rates? What's a consequence of that in your shop? Thank you. Wasted marketing dollars. Yes, absolutely. You guys spend at least about $125 to $150. That's an industry average to get the phone to ring one time. When that phone rings, if it's not converted to an appointment, that is money wasted. You're absolutely spot on, Steve. Absolutely. Profit for the shop. Yes. If you don't convert the calls into appointments, you miss the opportunity to sell the work, right? So you're not, you're affecting your shop sales. You're not meeting your shop goals. Your goals could be much higher if your conversion rate was higher. Also, you got to feed people. You got to feed your techs. You got to keep people busy. The technicians that we work with, that we've talked to and worked with over the years, most of them want to stay busy. And if they're not being fed enough work, they're going to go look for a place that will feed them enough work. And so call conversion rates have a direct effect on your ability to keep your technicians busy as well. One more thing that whenever I ask this question, it doesn't usually come up, so I'm going to share it with you. And that is this. Here's another consequence that's pretty rough of a low conversion rate. If you have a low conversion rate, then you're feeding your competition, right? So people are calling looking for service. If you don't convert the phone call, then they will call someone else. And so your call conversion rate feeds the competition. And you don't want that happening, right? We know that. All right. Next question is, and please chat me your answers to this too. In your shop, what's the biggest roadblock when it comes to converting calls? In other words, what's preventing your shop from converting calls at a higher rate? And again, go ahead and chat me your thoughts on that in relation to your own shop. Let's see if we can move that. There we go. All right, what's preventing call conversion rates from being 80%, 85%? Okay, good. Not following the script. Yes. Straight from one of our clients that we've worked with in the past. Thank you, Travis. Yes. So we have the Vice has a very specific phone call script that's designed specifically for call conversions. And if they don't follow it, guess what? It doesn't work. My Weight Watch. I've been on Weight Watchers 25 times in my life. And you know what? When I follow it, it works. Follow the phone. It works. That's right. Great. Not following procedure. That's exactly right. Exactly. That definitely causes roadblocks. It's prevents you from converting at a higher level. You have very specific procedures in place, and oftentimes those procedures, for lots of reasons, are not followed. How about price shoppers? That's another one that comes up a lot when I ask this question, right? It's hard. It's extra hard to convert price shoppers. And price shoppers provide us with what we call the Kobayashi Maru, which is straight out of Star Trek. And that means the unwinnable situation, right? They're not going to, because it's going to be too high. They're not going to be happy not giving a price. You can't. Luckily, we around convert price shoppers. That's not specific to this webinar. We have a lot of content in our coaching program around converting price shoppers. If you are not a subscriber of the Biosphere Toolbox, then I want you, after this webinar, to go to thebiosphere.com/insights, thebiosphere.com/insights, and sign up. Every other week, my husband and I, we produce a video every week, and we take all kinds of tips, tricks, and strategies from our program, and we share them for free on the Toolbox. This week's video was my husband, business partner, Johnny Wright, breaking down a price shopper call. So if you'd like some guidance on price shopper calls and converting them, check out the Toolbox this week. Other things that prevent calls from being converted. Lack of problem solving on the service advisor. I hear that a lot on phone calls when I'm listening to them. I would add that to your list. And also lack of training of service advisors on phone skills. In fact, let's take a look at this. One of the main roadblocks of converting phone calls is that service advisors are not trained on high-level phone skills, on how to deliver exceptionalism at every point of the customer interaction. We teach 8 touch points in our program, and those are critical times that the service advisor or anyone that answers the phone at your shop, those are critical times that they have to connect with customers and to provide exceptional service. And the roadblock is that oftentimes they don't know how to do that. So the result is we get service advisors who are doing the best they know how, and that best is resulting in a 44% call conversion rate. The solution is we've got to teach service advisors specific phone skills and customer service skills so they can perform better. Speaking of customer service, I get asked this question quite a bit, and that's this. With the advancement of technology, is customer service still relevant? In other words, is it relevant enough that we need to be specifically training people on how to provide a high level of customer service, high level phone skills? I get asked this question a lot. It's a fair question. It's a good question. Let's look at what the statistics say about that. What you're looking at here are some statistics from 2019, and these are customer service professionals that work in the industry, the service industry, and 89% of them say, yes, we are noticing that many more customers, they're much more likely to share their experience, whether it's positive or negative, on social media. Well, that's not surprising with the advent of social media. With the advancement of technology, right? The same group of people, 88% of them are saying customers have higher expectations. In their experience in working with customers, customers have much higher expectations. And on top of that, customers are smarter and more informed than ever before because of Google. You can Google anything, right? Doesn't mean it's always right. You don't always get the right answers, but between forums and Google and all kinds of searches, people are smarter, they have higher expectations, and they're quicker to react either to positive or negative experiences. So yes, I would say based on this, customer service is still important. The mindset of the customer hasn't changed as far as expectations of high-level customer service. In fact, it might be even higher than it used to be. Another statistic, 84% of callers cease doing business with a company after one bad call experience. This from Dialtech. Okay, one bad call experience, they're done. So not only do you not convert a phone call, but you lose the chance to ever convert a large majority of the people who aren't getting converted the first time that they call. It's a first impression kind of thing. Okay, another statistic, after one bad experience with your shop, 56% of people won't come again. 25% will tell their friends not to use their shop. 20% will take revenge. That's horrible. I hate that word, but it's true. They'll take revenge by posting a negative online review. And 14% will share about their experience on social media. All in all, the toll of poor customer service, $83 billion per year in the United States alone. Again, customer service still matters. Last statistic I'll share with you, 53% of why people quit a business is caused by these 3 reasons: poor relationship building, poor new customer onboarding, poor customer service. It still matters. What's cool about this, though, is these are things you can control. Can you imagine being able to recapture 53% of the people that quit your shop? You can do that correcting these 3 areas versus customer service. So yes, customer service, statistically, customer service still matters. So I want to share with you one other evidence that customer still matters. And these are from actual current clients of Sphere that have been with us a year, except one and all. So the first review, 5-star review, upper left corner, and they say amazing customer service. Second review in the middle, 5-star review. They say great customer service, very sincere, caring, which are, of course, customer service components. Okay. Bottom left corner, 5-star review. They say knowledgeable staff. So great review. The 2, also from our client, our that have been with us a year. 5-star review, upper left-hand corner. This person says, we'll never go anywhere else. At work, reasonable and so friendly and helpful. Sincerely care about their customers and making them happy. Next review, 5 stars. They were super friendly and helpful. It's obvious you have a great team at your shop that care about people. Now, the last review I want to share with you is a 2-star review. This is not from a current client. This is from a local auto repair shop in Des Moines, Iowa, where Jen and I are. Sphere is headquartered. And so they gave 2 stars for the mechanics who were able to diagnose the problem, but notice they gave for customer service 0 stars. Okay. So does customer service still matter? Yes, it does. It does statistically, and it also does if we just look at any body of reviews from any business, including auto repair, and clearly it still matters. All evidence points to this. How service advisors answer the phone and the skills they use while interacting with callers most definitely matter. We need to create in our industry, in the auto repair industry, we need to create hero service advisors. Hero service advisors. And that's what I want to tell you about, because that's the difference between converted calls and not converted calls. Okay, the hero service advisor. So I want to show you how this can be done. And to do that, I want to show you what we call the hero model. And the hero model has 3 components. So I'm going to go over each of the 3 components and teach them to you. And then I'll show you the hero model at the end, what it looks like. I'll pull it all together at the end. What you're looking at is a graph that we're going to create the 5 levels of customer service on. This is the first component of the hero model. 5 levels of customer service. We'll start at the bottom: bad, average, good, great, and exceptional. Okay, in the chat box, I want you to answer this question. Only 2 of these matter. Which 2 matter? Only 2 matter. Which 2 do you think they are? Send me a chat. Let me know what 2 you think matter. Exceptional and bad. Okay. Other options? Other questions? Are there any other answers? Good. Just agree? All right. That is correct. A lot of times when I ask this question, people will say exceptional and great. But this group is extremely smart, exceptionally smart, and you got it correct. Exceptional and bad are the only 2 that matter. And that's because those are the only 2 that evoke a strong emotional response. And that emotional response gets people to act. Now, if it's extremely bad, they're going to act in a way that you don't want them to act. They're going to blast you online on reviews on social media. Opposite is true, though, with exceptional. If they're extremely blown away, they will praise you publicly. And that's what we want, of course. So everything else kind of gets lost in the middle. Exceptional and bad are the only 2 that create this strong emotional response. Okay. I want to talk about average for just a minute. So as I mentioned, I listen to phone calls all the time. I secret shop auto repair shops all over the country, all the time, in every region of the country. And I can tell you, I hear a very distinct pattern in how auto repair shop professionals interact with callers. Not shops that we work with, but other shops. Okay, there's a very clear pattern. It's kind of the same everywhere I call. I hear the same thing, pretty much, very close. So I always say, if you do what everyone else does, you're part of the average and you don't stand out, because average is a long ways from exceptional. So if your service advisors are doing something just a little bit different, right? They're just doing things a little bit different. They're taught to do things differently. in a better way, they stand out amongst your competition. So that's the importance of understanding the difference between average and exceptional. So 5 levels of customer service. First component of our hero model. Second component of our hero model is called R versus I. R stands for role, ROLE. I stands for individual self. Let's go to role for just a minute. We all fill all kinds of roles in our lives. For example, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a VP of operations, director of training, I'm a yogi. I just started that about 6 months ago. I'm in yoga training even to be a teacher. I'm a yogi, I'm a volunteer, dog mom, friend. Those are all roles I fill. You all have roles that you fill too. So this is important because how we act in any given moment in large part depends on what role we're filling at that moment. Okay, so think about when, like when my children were little and they were looking at me, because kids learn what you do and they're watching you all the time, right? You're a role model when you have children. And I would act differently in front of my children when they were little than I did with my friends or with my husband or at work. And even today, today I'm in a very professional role and I'm going to act differently than tonight when I'm sitting in front of the TV with my best friend husband and we're making fun of every political thing on TV there is to make fun of, for example, right? So our role dictates how we act. So remember that. We'll come back to it. I, individual self. It's who we are to ourselves. It's the most selfish part of us. It's who we are when no one else is around, and within the confines of the law, we can do, say, and be anything that we want or need to be. It's who we are when no one is watching us, we don't have to impress anyone, and we're not a role model for anyone. And we all have an I, and it's a really important part of who we are. How this is important and how this relates to the hero service advisor model is that hero service advisors understand they have to be in their R at work. Converting phone calls is about being in your R. No one converts phone calls when they're in their I, and that's because in our R, we serve others. In our I, we serve ourselves. And like I said, they're both important. But the hero service advisor understands I can't be in my I at work. I can't be in my I when I pick up that phone. And it's so fascinating because when I listen to phone calls, I can tell when someone switches from their R to their I. Or as soon as they pick up the phone, if they're in their I can tell right away. And so a hero service advisor understands how to get in their R, how to stay in their R. They know how to look like the guy on the right, even if they feel like the guy on the left. And we all face that challenge sometimes, right? All right, so second component of the hero model, R versus I. We're going to move to the third component of the hero model, and that is there are 3 types of service advisor or employee. Now, I've been mentioning service advisor throughout this whole webinar. I mean anyone who picks up the phone. Could be a service advisor, could be an SA assistant, could be a customer care coordinator, could be an office assistant, could be the owner. It could be a technician, anyone who picks up the phone. That's who I'm referring to anytime I say service advisor. So now we're talking about the 3 types of service advisor or employee, okay? First, we have the order takers. The order takers, they show up on time usually. They leave usually on time. They usually show up, but not always consistently. Okay, they're order takers. They aren't fully invested in the position. They have no emotional attachment. They struggle with following process. They also struggle with connecting with people. So we do have employees that are order takers. We also have employees who are professionals. Let me go back just a minute. The order taker can only provide the lowest level of customer service, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. The professional can offer a higher level of customer service, and that's because the professional understands the connection between customer service and making more money or having higher status. So the professional is much more professional. They will show up on time. They do have an investment in the company. They would be upset if they lost their job because that means that they lost their income, they lost their status, they lost their ability to get those things. So the professional is motivated by money, by their own advancement. And there is nothing wrong with that. Okay. I love my paycheck. All right. I'm motivated by it. All right. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but it falls short of the type of employee that can convert calls at the highest level, and that is this type of employee, the hero. The hero is motivated by helping other people. They are people-focused, people. They get fulfilled by helping other people. So the hero service advisor is truly the one who can convert calls at the highest rate. So here is I call this the hero model. You could call it the hero service advisor model, but it takes these three core concepts and brings them together. So at the bottom, order taker is not able to ever provide service greater than bad to average at best. And that's because they're in their eye. They don't know how to get in their R. They just don't do it. Okay. The professional can get in his or her R, and they are good at providing good to great service, definitely. Okay. But there's only one type of service advisor who can provide the highest level of service, and that is the hero. The hero gets it. They're in their R. They're the only one who can consistently provide an exceptional level of service. Right. Let's talk for a minute about the power of creating a hero service advisor. Let's look at the positive. This is called the positive conversion cycle, and I'll show you the power of having hero service advisors answering your phone. Okay, so a new customer calls, and let's say that call's converted. About 44% of the time it's converted, but you've got a hero service advisor answering the call this time. This is a highly trained on-phone skilled service advisor. This service advisor knows how to meet the caller's needs at the highest level, knows how to follow the script that they're provided, knows how to answer questions, knows how to interact with people, knows how to de-escalate people, knows how to meet the needs at the highest level. And here's where something really cool happens. Those callers that are treated that way become raving fans. They become your long-time loyal customers. The positive conversion cycle works by creating greater amount of raving fans. Your raving fans tell their friends, their coworkers, their neighbors, their families all about you. And when those friends, neighbors, coworkers, family call you, the call is already 50% converted, at least 50% converted. So now, when you pick up the phone, the person who's calling the shop for service has been referred by a friend. So naturally, your conversion rate starts to increase because you're getting calls from people who already think you're great before they ever talk to you. This is a really powerful tool. When that call is converted, the cycle just continues. And here's where the magic happens, right there in the gray zone. Meet needs at the highest level. That's the key to creating a higher call conversion rate. Okay. Here's the deal though. Hero service advisors are not born. They are made. Phone skills and customer service skills are not innately known. They are learned. The number one thing you can do to increase your call conversion rate is to ensure every service advisor and every person in your shop that picks up the phone is trained specifically in how to use exceptional phone skills and exceptional customer service skills. That's the key to increasing your call conversion rate. I know this because we have been doing it for over 10 years and we know it works. Over the course of the last 10 years, the Biosphere team, my husband and I and the coaches that work on our team, we've created a dynamic, impactful phone skills, incoming phone call program. And it is very comprehensive. I think it's fair to say it is the most comprehensive phone skills program in the country designed specifically for service advisors. We've taught this program to over 1,000 automotive professionals, well over 1,000. And we know it works. We know it works to convert phone calls. to increase your phone call conversion rate. We know it increases customer loyalty. We know it increases referrals. We know it increases positive reviews, and it even increases sales. So we know it works. So really exciting information here. I'm really excited to share this with you. I've taken our entire incoming phone skills program that we teach our one-on-one full immersion clients, and I've converted it to a course. This is a video course. The video course itself is about 2.5 hours long. By the time someone does the activities and takes the notes, it might be 4.5 to 5 hours at most. This is all the foundational pieces that we teach in our program, including the script, the Biosphere script. When the webinar is over here shortly, I'm going to send you two things. I'm going to send you the recording of the webinar for your reference and for you to share with others who need this message. And I'm also going to share you, I'm going to send you a link to Making Every Call Count, which is the name of the course that I created based on our phone skills coaching program for incoming calls. I want you to check it out. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're interested. If you have any questions at all, I'm here to answer them. Our goal at the Biosphere is to raise the bar in the automotive repair industry. Okay? We know that technicians are highly trained. We know that service advisors need to be highly trained. Shop owners, highly trained. This is a professional level industry that doesn't get professional level respect all the time, and we think it should. We also think that auto repair shop owners should be able to work on the shop instead of in the shop. And so these are our goals. And so we want to get this information out to as many people as possible so we can help this industry shine as the professional level industry that it really should be, that it really is, that it deserves to be. By the way, as we're launching this course today, Making Every Call Count, it's being launched today. It's only available until November 16th. And the first 50 people that sign up take $100 off. We've already discounted it enormously, and we're taking off another $100 for the first 50 that sign up. So please share it. Please consider if this is something that would be beneficial for you, for your shop. Thank you guys for joining me. I know everyone's really busy day after election and all that good stuff. So our heads are spinning from election week and political ads. And I'm so thankful that you took time to spend some time with me today and listen to what is truly a passion project of Johnny and I. And let me know if you need anything at all. Take care. Bye.